Hi, I'm Lawrence Hewitt. I am an executive coach, a leadership coach, a career coach. If it has to do with coaching, I'm there. And this is your 5-minute coaching session. Today, I want to talk about emotional regulation. It's something that often comes up in my coaching sessions with my clients. And one of the things I tell my clients that has really resonated with all of them is that if you are being emotional, you are no longer being strategic. Let me say that again. If you're being emotional, you're not being strategic. And there's a neuroscientific reason for that, right? When you are triggered into emotion, your thoughts move to the limbic system. At that point, the emotions have taken over. And you're familiar with fight or flight or freeze, right? Well, that's what you're being triggered in. That fight, flight, or freeze, they take up permanent residence in the limbic system. And so if you're in a meeting or perhaps you're in a discussion with your manager, or it can be in your personal life, someone triggers you, they say something, and you get this rush of emotion. It could be anger, it could be frustration, it can be anxiety. You are now firmly in the limbic system, right? You are no longer thinking strategically. And what I mean by that is critically as well. So you've moved out of the left hemisphere of your brain, and you're in the limbic system. In this state, you're likely to say either say nothing, freeze up, right? You don't know what to say when you really should be saying something. Or you might say the wrong thing. You might say something out of anger, or you might say something out of fear. Either way, you're not going to show up the way you want to show up. So what do we do in this moment? Well, there is something that you can do, thankfully. The first step is to identify, to become aware that you are, in fact, being triggered. You are, in fact, experiencing an emotional state. That's the very first step. So in that moment, while this is all happening, say to yourself, okay, I'm getting really angry right now, or I'm feeling really frustrated. So you're naming it. Name what it is. I'm feeling anxious. This is really making me nervous. Whatever the emotion is, name it to yourself. Then ask yourself why. Why am I feeling this way? I'm feeling this way because this guy is questioning my competency. Okay, he's questioning your competency. Is he really questioning your competency? I don't know. Maybe. Let's find out. And this is a rule you need to create for yourself. An absolute rule. The next thing out of your mouth must be a question. And not a snarky question, like why are you so stupid? Not like that. A truly curious question where you say, okay, what makes you feel that way? I'm sorry, what makes you think that this is not such a great idea? Or what might you think is a better idea than what I've proposed? Ask a curious question. And then when the person responds, respond with another curious question, a follow-up question. When the person gives you the first answer, listen carefully, actively listen to what they're saying, and then ask a follow-up question. Okay, why? Why is this the process? The reason why it's the process is what you're doing is you're forcing yourself back into the left hemisphere of your brain, or the right, if you need to be creative in that moment, right? In other words, you're taking yourself out of the limbic system. And you are now applying analysis. In other words, okay, I'm feeling this way. So you're applying analysis there. Why am I feeling this way? Analysis. You're formulating a question. Again, critical thinking and some creativity. You're listening actively. Again, what you're doing is you're employing empathy in that moment. Even if you don't particularly like this person in the moment, actively listening is an empathetic behavior. You're actively listening and you're analyzing what they're saying to ask another follow-up question. By the time you've asked that second follow-up, that second question, perhaps even before that, you will be out of the limbic system. You've now got your ability to think strategically back. Now you can respond in a more rational way, in a more conscious way, in a way that demonstrates how you truly want to show up in front of your friends, family, colleagues. Okay, so the questions that you should ask yourself are, what are those situations where I tend to get triggered? Why do I get triggered in those situations? What am I feeling in those moments that is causing me to be triggered? What am I thinking in those moments? Because, by the way, when I say thinking, I don't mean necessarily your conscious thought, but what are you thinking deep down? In other words, these would be the more unconscious thoughts, like, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, this guy is insulting me, this guy is being rude to me. You may consciously think those things, but you may unconsciously think. And you can access those conscious thoughts by digging a little bit deeper. So ask yourself, what am I thinking in those moments? And then, ask yourself, when that happens, what would be the best way forward? Ask a question. What would I ask the person in that situation? Kind of do a run through. And when you do that, you'll be prepared the next time you feel triggered. Once again, I'm Lawrence Hewitt. Please do check out my coaching practice at my website, torchwoodcoaching.com. Or what I'm not that I'm not excited about Torchwood. I was going to say what I'm really excited about is my new company, Leadership in Play, where we deliver powerful leadership lessons through gameplay. Check out that website, leadershipinplay.com. Whether it's Torchwood or Leadership in Play, I would love to talk to you. First of all, ask me questions about anything you've seen here. Ask me how I can help you and your company, either through executive coaching or through running in-person gameplay workshops. Again, would love to hear from you. Have a great rest of your day. Talk to you soon.